Okay, so today is going to be my first submission for at LeetCode for data structures and algorithms, and I'm going to use the programming language Java, right? Because Java is not as easy as you can say Python or as difficult as C++ for a beginner. So that is why I'm going to start with Java. Okay, so this was going to be my first submission, and the question name is to sum. Okay, and the difficulty level it is showing here, it is easy. So let's get started with this. Let's get coding, solving the DSA problem. Okay, so let's go through the question. Given an array of integer nums and an integer target, return indices of the two numbers such that they add up to target. Okay, exactly one solution would be there. You can return the answer in any order. Okay, that's no problem. So let's go through this. Acha, for example, this is an array, nums array of 4 elements and the target is 9. So sum of any two elements here should add up to 9, which are, what is the indices of those two elements, right? So here we can clearly see just by inspection that 2 plus 7 leads up to 9, so the answer should be the indices 0 and 1 of num. So output becomes like this. Okay, so first of all, how I'm going to proceed in this thinking. Okay, there are a few more examples. These are constraints are valid. Okay, so I'm going to proceed. I'm going to create three containers. Nums would be an integer array, target would be an integer. Okay, the two are already created. They are put into a method, to some method, which is going to return an integer array. Okay, so I would name this integer array as result. Okay, integer array result, and I will initialize this as new integer array, right? After this, what data structure I am going to use for the solution of this to some problem at LeetCode. I am going to use the hash map. Okay, so this is my beginner profile. There's nothing here. I just today verified my profile at LeetCode. Let's get started. As they say, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Yes, of course, and that's the fundamentals of self-discipline also. That's a whole science in itself, self-discipline. Okay, we'll talk about that maybe someday. So, and I'm going to create a map. Map is a, what do you say? It is an advanced data type. So it does not take primitive data types. So I'll have to give this wrapper class as integer and integer, and I've created the variable, and now I will assign it the hash map. Okay, and that's it, right? Now I'm going to populate this new hash map. How am I going to do that? I'm going to do that using a hash map, and in the meanwhile I'm going to also populate the result, which is an integer array. The result variable, it is an integer array. Now let's get started with the for loop. So for a certain condition, okay, let's give the initialization condition int I, and then the ending condition int I is less than what, length of nums. All right, and what is the iterating condition? I plus plus, we will just increase by 1. All right, now if we are going to use an if statement, a control if is a control flow statement, we are going to use it inside the for loop. If certain thing is true, then do certain thing. Okay, so I'm a beginner, so let me go through the code. Yeah, map dot contain key contains key. So map has a method. Map data structure has an inbuilt method contains key. Contains key के अंदर we are going to put target minus nums of I. If this is true, then what it has to do, very important things. It will populate result. Result का number 1 is going to be I. Okay, it will assign the integer I to the first index position of result, and the result of 0 is going to be map.get. It's another function of map.get target minus nums of I. Alright, result 0, 1, and it is also going to return the result. What if this is not true? If this is in case it is true, so we are not going to give another statement. Now we are going to go to the for loop. So in for loop, what are you going to do? Map.add. Oh, there's no add thing, there's a put thing. Okay, I forgot. Map.put numbers, nums का I, nums का I and I. Okay, this is what you're going to do. And after this loop is over, after this for loop is over, you're going to return the result. Okay, so this according to me should be the solution. Wait, I'm always usually, since I'm a beginner, I get confused with all these brackets and things. So maybe there's one bracket less. Or is it fine? Verify your email to execute or submit your code. I already did, man. Were you sleeping? Maybe I have to refresh this page. Okay. Let's go and run the code. Compile error. This or this expected. Oh, right. You have to give this thing also. This thing. Okay, now run code. It is running code. Int. Okay, I have to specify the length. Array dimension I forgot to specify. Yeah, often happens since I'm just a beginner here. So I'll slowly familiarize with the syntax for int I. Cannot find symbol variable length. Variable length is not a variable. Nums is the variable. Nums dot length. Okay, let me run this code now. I hope the brackets are fine. Again, I less than variable I might not have been initialized. Oh, you have to put I is equal to 0 first. Let's try to run this. Accepted. Runtime 0 millisecond. Your input 2, 7, 11, 15. Your output is this. Woo! My code ran after a few errors. Now I'm going to submit. This is going to be my first submission to LeetCode. Okay, it's judging. Runtime 4 millisecond. Faster than 75% of Java submissions. Memory usage is like this, less than 16%. Memory usage was high. Maybe because I created this result variable here, which is an integer array. This could be combined into one single sentence also. Okay, this is the thing. Runtime is 4 milliseconds. So maybe space complexity was not that good. Runtime complexity is quite good. That's great. So I'm resubmitting it. Runtime 3 milliseconds, faster than 91%. Well, how did this happen? It was the same. I just submitted the same code again. Now what do I do? Okay, the next option is open. Add two numbers. Maybe I'll check this someday else. Maybe sometime else. Let me refresh my profile, LeetCode profile, to see whether there's any update. Yep, two submissions in the last year. Oh, that's great. Wow, 29th July is the first day that I'm submitting, and I just made one, I solved one question, but it counted two submissions. So I have one guy who can be a good benchmark, but he solves in Python. That doesn't matter. He has solved 566 problems. Okay, 24% of the problems in LeetCode. In 2020 he was pretty active. Okay, he made so many submissions. ठीक है, do some he submitted. Okay, easy profile. I did solve. Woohoo! I solved in Java. Hash table I used, arrays I used. Good, good. This is the beginning of my profile. August LeetCode challenge. Locked badge. What is this? August LeetCode challenge. Okay, yeah. So that's it. The problem is solved. It feels good, and although I'm still a beginner,